I love you. You know I miss you.
Blessed up. White got his superstar.
Legend for sure. For you, Double R. Reggie, Regg. Gang. Tacoma. Stand up. Celebrate this man. Some things will never change. Some things will never change. If I needed smoke, you always had the flame. Some things will never change. Yeah, some things will never change. If I needed you, you had my back from first day. Wish it never changed. Yeah, I wish it never changed. The slide through the tech, you knew all the cuts to play. Wish it never changed. Yeah, I wish it never changed. We would ride through the city, you knew all the cuts to take. Some things will never change when you gotta carry pain. Some things will never change. Get stuck inside the cycle, gotta turn the other way. Some things will never change.
Jordan kicks so I could jump the highest. Bags of clothes, so school year I could be the flyest. And you taught me how to play the game.
I can't hear nothing,
No
nigga.
whip. You said you could take the reins. You said you could take the bends.
Okay.
Treated me just like a man. Treated me just like a friend. Had my back until the end.
Some things will never change. Some things will never change. If I needed smoke, yeah, you always had the flame. Some things will never change. Yeah, some things will never change. If I needed you, you had my back from first day. Wish it never changed. Yeah, I wish it never changed. The slide through the tech, you knew all the cuts to play. Wish it never changed. Yeah, I wish it never changed. We would ride through the city, you knew all the cuts to take. Some things will never change. Some things will never change. If I needed smoke, yeah, you always had the flame. Some things will never change. Yeah, some things will never change. If I needed you, you had my back from first day. Wish it never changed. Yeah, I wish it never changed. The slide through the tech, you knew all the cuts to play. Wish it never changed. Yeah, I wish it never changed. We would ride through the city, you knew all the cuts to take. I love you. You know I miss you.
Check 1 2, check 1 2. What's going down, y'all? It's your good buddy DH in the building. I'm sitting here with a plethora of gentlemen that I've known for a long time. Each and every one of these guys have had a huge effect on my lives, and obviously, we all have something in common. We're really good friends too. A great guy, Mr. Reggie Taylor, and his legacy is something that we'll never forget. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go across the line and just have everybody introduce themselves, starting with Mr. Network.
Hey, how you guys doing? Good to see y'all. I ain't seen y'all in a minute, but I see you in passing. You guys are always in my thoughts. Just saying what's up. Glad to be here. And that's me, Mr. Network, one fam. Peace.
All right, Crazy.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Chris Crazy. I'm just a human being, nigga. I'm being a human. I'm a father, and everything in between. So I'm just like you all. You feel me?
Absolutely. All right, let's go down to my guy, Marvin.
Hey, afternoon,
Mr.
everybody. Thank you, brother. I'm glad you had me on today. You know, I've been following you for a while, and first and foremost, I want to say how proud I am of you. You know, from the '90s where we first met, and up until what you're doing right now. You're doing a great job, and I think this is a great idea you came up with here. Hopefully, some folks will get something out of this.
Absolutely. Ray, let's go.
What's up, y'all? It's me, DJ Ray Midnight, Southside Zone. I'm like Chris, I'm just a human, you know. good friend of Regg, long time, like everybody else, good friend of Regg. Good friend of Regg, man. Y'all know who I am. I'm just a human. Just a human, like Chris. Thanks for
Absolutely.
having me, though.
We got,
Having me, David, though. For real.
yeah. We have one other person in the waiting room. I'm gonna go ahead and bring her on, y'all, because she wanted to say a couple things. So we'll go ahead and give her the floor real quick.
Hi,
Serenity,
everyone.
what's up?
Hi. How's everyone doing?
How
Hey,
you doing?
Hey,
All
fine.
right, all
I
right.
haven't seen a lot of faces in a while.
True. True.
Yes.
Okay, so
So
I came in a
Serenity, I
little bit late.
wanted to say, no, you're right on time. You're right on time. So I saved you for last because I know you said you had some things that you needed to do. And our first question, obviously, I sent you the questions already, so you already know what we're talking about. And my first question to everybody in the panel is, how important was Reggie Rez to you in your life? Who was he to you? I'll let you go ahead and answer it first.
Me?
Yeah.
First.
Um, well, he was the father to my child or my children. All of his children were like my children or are like my children. We were together for almost 20 years. Um, and even after we weren't together, we were basically always there for each other. So he meant a lot to me in my life, like a lot of other people.
Absolutely. What about you? Let's go with Chris. Why don't you go ahead and tell us about it?
Um, that guy there, that guy from a youth, from a youth, even trying to run behind him and JC and Dion and just the whole squad, Rocco, and I'm the little guy in the group trying to enamored by these guys, like, oh, they're really making things happen and do it how they doing it, and I like the way that they're doing things. So let me take notes and stuff. So, helping Reg carry
Yeah,
records in the high five or La Casa Real, which was a club in Fife. Niggas scared to go to Fife, but niggas used to party in Fife. That's what's hilarious. So, Cafe Arizona, he is an original member of the Icons ENT. So he was
absolutely.
he's a thriving He's a thriving force in the entertainment side. Look at Ray. He won a DJ. Because of Reggie Reg? Probably not. Did he have an impact on what Ray's doing? Probably. I know for a fact he has.
Yeah,
So, like, from style, fashion, how you think you're trying to be a player, to music, to entertainment, putting on that's what Reg did for me. Like, yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. I can go on for a week with that, but we got other people. So yeah.
All right, why don't we pass it on down to Marvin? Marvin, how was he to you, brother?
It's crazy. I came to for folks that don't know, I grew up in Louisiana and joined the military and ended up out here at Fort Lewis. And as a young GI out at Fort Lewis, um, going out and hanging out, Reggie was that guy. I didn't know Reggie, but I knew
Mm-hmm.
of Reggie. And once I got out, I decided to stay here and work. And, I continued to go out and do things. And I saw Reggie. And, for anybody that knows Reggie, that Jeep Wagoneer, that Jeep Wagoneer was an iconic vehicle
Yeah.
in this city. And
Yeah,
the guy, for me at that time, it was just the guy who drove that Wagoneer. And so for years, now 30 years, I knew Reggie Riggs in some capacity. I only got to know Reggie personally when I started my photography business in 2012 and started, meeting people and talking with people. And I finally got to actually talk with him.
Mm.
And we developed quite the friendship after that. And over the years, it just, the more pictures I took of him, the more we became friends. And the amount of pictures, I went through the archives, the amount of pictures I have of Reggie is just, it's just incredible. And the last year or so, we really became close. He had some desires to do different things, and he wanted me to be a part of it and help him with it. And we had some great conversations. So the loss of Reggie was a big deal to the city, big deal to me, and yeah, just a huge loss. But it was a smile for me every time I saw Reg, no matter who he was talking to, because somebody was always in his ear. But when he locked eyes on me, he gave me that big smile. And man, he didn't have to do that. He knew everybody in the city. I was just a photographer. But
Yeah.
it was that big smile. And I think we're all going to miss that one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. How about Ray?
My experience with Reg doesn't go as far. I've experienced Reg through the experiences of others. And I'm like others, he's always, just always, long before I started doing the DJing professionally like this, it was just energy. I'm a big fan of energy and positivity. And every time I seen him, midnight, Regg, double R, Playboy, Playboy. I got a picture. I got a picture with my old school. I got a hat with the Playboy bunny on it. I've always respect you guys. And always made you feel warm. He always made me feel warm. But as an older man, that was younger when I'm my teenage years, just seeing him through Chris and Dion, Age, all them guys, and how he was always debonair, smooth, positive, the smile with everybody. He transitioned with the times to where he could hang with all generations. Not too many people his age can pull that off, you know what I'm saying? Unless you're doing, but he was out, he was with us, young or old, ladies, guys, gentlemen. But when I started DJing at Gloria's, he came and supported me and, got to know the owner there, and he started coming often and started appraising me for my music, which is something that I value, is how I do my music and move the crowd. And coming from him and hearing his history from what he used to do on the radio, because I never had a chance to see him spin live before. So my opportunity was to see him do it at the bar. I wanted Reggie to get back on, because if there was going to be an old school, why not have him do it? You know what I'm saying? And
right.
So that for me was the beginning of seeing how Regg was doing as a DJ, and he came to me for things that thought that I would have to go to him for musically, and trying the transitions, the blends. And so for hearing him saying he loves what I do, and the song catalog that I have, Chris knows how I am, because we both go back and forth about old school song catalogs, and I'm always open to learning from any generation to where I can add to my catalog, because I have to grow with the times too. So I can't be one-sided just because I love what I came up on. So I was going to help Reggie with his catalog. The last time I seen him was his first Soul Sundays, because him and Mike needed a microphone, and I rushed up there, no hesitation, and couldn't get it working, but it's just the support, and he was one of the Hilltop's own, and knowing he was from Cali, he didn't have to be that way.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He was Southside. He represented the Hill when he went everywhere else. And I love that about him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't even have to come back. You know what I'm saying? What's going on with his family back there? He could have stayed there. you know. But he wanted it to get on and do soul session Sundays, and I wanted to support him. And to hear now that he wanted me to be there if he couldn't be there is dope to me. You know what I mean? So I had just seen him like last Sunday, So the energy no different than Adrian, Junior, Londale. The energy gone.
Yeah.
And everyone loses. Everyone loses. That's the hard part. You can't wrap your head about it because no one wins in this. And we all, no one wins. That's how I feel. That's my Regg.
Yeah. What about you, Mr. Network?
Regg, how we first kind of gelled was when I had the record store on the Hilltop.
One fam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
One fam.
I remember him coming into the store, and he had that the white birthmark on his head and everything like that, man, and real cool cat, you know what I'm saying, well dressed, and he asked me what my name was. I told him my name. He told me what his name was, and we kind of just developed a relationship like that. And he even used to come into the store and rock the turntables up in the store where I had a DJ booth up in the store back in the day, and he used to come in there and rock the turntables and just get on there and just do his thing. I just let him go ahead and do it. I turn off all the other TVs and everything like that, and just let him just rock the whole store, and he'd just come in there by himself, and sometimes it'd be just me and him sometimes, and he'd just come in here just to spin, just to spin. And at that time I had a big, large DJ pool of records. I had cats coming all the way from Seattle to get records, and that was his enjoy time. But one thing that I say most is that he was the ambassador of peace. You know what I'm saying? Where everywhere he went, there was, he was that peace, and with that void being left, we have to find another ambassador of peace, He was, everywhere he went, he was loved. Everybody loved him, and he always gave love back. You know what I'm saying? And if there was an issue or something like that, he was the man. Hey, come on, dog, come on. I appreciated him for that. And he supported everybody's stuff. He wasn't a groupie guy. You know what I'm saying? He supported everybody's stuff. Anybody that did something, even if your stuff was whack, he still would support you. You know what I'm saying? He would support you. And that means a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because just because you are whack today, don't mean you're gonna be whack 2 years from now. 2 years from now, you might be the main person on the scene. And it happens. It happens. And like I said, he was very a peaceful guy, always, but he was very strong in his opinion. When he came with his opinion, he would his facts. He was really into his opinion.
For hours.
Yeah, you couldn't get him off his opinion. He got his opinion. Oh, it's a wrap. And I know we used to have little heated battles about, this person and that person, the rap and basketball and football and stuff like that, man. And we'd go at it for hours in the store, but like I said, he was a real good guy. And, I appreciate him every time we see each other, man, whether it be in Tacoma, Seattle, California, whatever, sometimes I'll be seeing them in different cities and I'll be at the same city and hey, what man, what you doing here? And we just, make sure we take care of each other when we're in different cities and stuff. So, make sure, okay, you made it to your hotel. All right, I made it mine. Okay, you good. All right, so those just the little things, will be missed, you know. But as far as him being a person and just I don't know I lost count when he had kids and grandkids and stuff like that. I lost count after that. He was definitely a family guy. He loved his kids. He loved what I'm saying, and that's what I'm about, that family. So uh, that's what I can say, man. Ambassador of peace, man. That's Reggie Regg to me.
Absolutely. When I think about him, and I may not have the stories that y'all have, but I was doing music from 2005 to 2011 is when I stopped performing, and it seemed like anytime there was like a major show, he was always there, and and each and every one of you guys had pieces that I remember. Like I remember the Wagoneer, I remember the little birthmark on his head, and I remember his smile, and I remember his attire used to always be the flyest in the building. Like he was always just a bright light in the darkness. It seemed like. When you needed somebody to give you some great advice, he seemed like he was always that person. Anytime passerby, he'd always say "What's up" to me, because he remembered me on stage, and he said "Good job." And even though I don't know if he really liked it or not, like y'all said, he's just say "Good job" to everybody because that's how he was.
Right.
He was just always positive and always nice, and I remember that. And I never forget just his smile. He's just always smiling, and I appreciate
that was
that
the thing
him.
for me, man. The smile, bro.
Mhm.
That was it for me, bro. The smile, the energy. Like Ray
Yes.
said, it was just always good energy, man.
Always good energy.
Always.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Walk right in the park. Right midnight.
Yeah.
That's my shit. You doing that, right? You doing that. You doing that.
Yep.
Always with a snifter of Cavassier, some cognac, always.
With a special glass.
Yep. Something.
Special glass.
Only in
Little
a glass.
glass
He would
and-
not drink out of a plastic cup. Only in a glass. No
Yes.
plastic cups.
A snifter.
Absolutely. Oh, and to anyone that is watching, thank you guys all for being here. If you guys have any comments or anything that you would like to say, go ahead and drop it in the comments, and we'll go ahead and get those up so we can talk about those as well. Thank you all for being here, though. I appreciate that. Let's get on to the next question for you guys. How he was to the community? Wants to start? Go ahead and tell me. How important was he to the community?
Again, with the fresh dressed and a good mouthpiece. He knew how to talk. He was great with bringing the entertainment. Or being a part of the entertainment. So that goes with David or me when I'm rapping and going to a big show. Of course, he's there. Be surprised if he's not even actually in the green room with them, hanging out with the celebrities and everything else. So I learned the art of rubbing elbows with people through Reggie that way also. So on the entertainment and keeping it positive in the nightlife, he's a staple with that to me.
I can
Absolutely.
I can counter. I can go with what Kringle says. He knew when there was something special going on in the town. He was there, and he was very supportive of everybody. As long as you were positive, and what no knucklehead stuff. His, like he said, dress was ahead of his time, trend setting. Yeah, he was always there. You cannot say that you are part of the South Side, really part of Tacoma, but really the inner part of that part, and not having seen him somewhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't know, then you cannot say that you've been a part of this circle like that, because he's been there.
Yeah.
You know. So that's the that like I like everyone else is just that he's just been a part of those things, no matter what's local, regional, even in Seattle. And even before I knew all the things and stories I've heard before I've come to know him, he spread himself pretty far when it came to that. And he grew. He wasn't no grumpy guy, old guy. He was like, he could hang with the 18-year-old, 25, 35, 45, and above. So that's everybody can't do that and be still respected the same way, more than less. But that's
Absolutely.
it's only few. So yeah, it's gonna be hard, but it's gonna be hard. He's a real staple of the community. Big time.
Absolutely.
Theo,
Anybody else want to
Arvid,
say anything?
I can
You
say
know,
I
it's.
remember.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say all these stories, especially the one with the record shop. He's told that story probably 120 times. If you knew Reggie, every time he was drinking, you heard the same 80 stories every time. And I want to say a lot more than I'm saying, but it's been really hard uh, emotionally to try to get anything out. Um, but he definitely made a huge impact. He would always say, um, you know, he would always try to detour people from being in gangs and being in violent situations, and how much nicer life was to be able to go to one side of the town and then be able to go to the other side of the town and receive the same kind of love and not have to worry. So
Yeah,
that's why it's just so shocking
yeah,
how it happened for him.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm.
yeah. You know, he he always talked about that too. When he used to come into the store, we used to talk about that. And at one point in time, we had like I think it was JD from Way Out Records, myself, and a few others. It was so long ago, I can't remember who was all at that particular meeting, but we had met. And this is, man, I say maybe 1999, I think it was, when some of this stuff started erupting, and we were part of, people that can make the change. And we all met and was saying, uh, one thing that I had said to everyone is that we have to take responsibilities for our nightclubs. Okay. That's where we enjoy ourselves after we don't work, maybe for a shitty ass job or something like that. We go there and see friends and have a couple drinks and have fun,
Yeah.
But we have to take care of our nightclubs. That's our responsibility, because once the nightclubs get shut down, then what are we doing? There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do, and I explain to people too, is like, you come to the nightclub to fight. That's like me going to your job and fighting at your job. People that are DJs, they're making a living there. The promoters, the hosts, the bartenders, that's their job. That's their job. The security staff, that's their job. And then when you come there and they shut the club down, guess what? The club just don't get shut down, but the DJ loses his job, the security loses their job, the promoter loses his job, the host loses their job, bartenders lose their job,
Yeah.
and people don't understand that, you impact a lot of stuff when that happens, and not on top of that, the insurance rate goes up for hip hop music, the music that we love to listen to,
Yeah.
so if you want to listen to some hip hop, well, guess what? You got to pay an extra $2,500 for insurance per month to be able to play hip hop music, you know. Um, and it's we're causing it, man. Nobody else is causing it. That's us. We're the one that's causing it,
Yeah.
and we're the ones that need to stop it, um, you know, And I don't mean stop it for 24 hours or 48 hours or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Everything's peaceful and everything like that. And then next thing, oh, here we go again. No, it
Yeah.
needs to stop for good. Like I was talking to David earlier, on the Black Lives Matter, this is not an incident where a black person kills another police or a white policeman kills another, black person. No, we're killing each other at alarming rates. I just seen an article the other day on how many rappers that got killed. It was amazing. It was like something like 60, 80 rap artists that just got killed all over the nation. And you would think Tupac and the Biggie would be the last one, but it seemed like that was just the beginning. And
the
like
beginning of the madness.
Beginning of the madness, and it's like, it's I don't know how we're going to be able to change it, but it's definitely got to be a collective effort. It can't just be 1, 2, 20 people. No, it got to be a thousands of people that want to change to be able to make it happen. It's me as being a record exec and things like that. Some of the music, I like some of my hardcore rap. Yes, I do. I like some of that stuff. But if you start listening to some of the stuff, it's like you're conjuring up that death demon or that drug demon. You know what I'm saying? And it's getting into everybody. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that rap music is bad or whatever, but not but like that. But we just got to be mindful of what we're saying and what we're portraying, or have some kind of disclaimer or something that this is a story I'm telling or something. But I don't know. I'm just rambling on. But that's some of the things that I'm just just putting out there a little bit. Putting little seeds here and there. We got to take responsibility for what's going on. And and sometimes some of these guys out here in these streets, we all been in them. We don't listen. And we just got to figure out how we can get them to listen a little bit. Or even think about it. So.
Yeah, it's definitely stopping and just
that
thinking.
kind of leans into absolutely stop and think. It does that one actually does lead into the third question. You kind of answered it in a nutshell. But is there anything else that we can do to prevent this from continuing to happen in our streets? I mean, we've all lived pretty much on the hilltop since 80s, 90s, when it was crazy and wild, and we was unable to walk around the streets without hearing some type of gunshot or somebody getting killed or whatnot. Is there anything that we can do in today's society to fix our streets that you guys can think of that we aren't
Raise
doing?
your children better.
Yeah, that's number one.
What was that, Serenity?
Raise your children to do better, be better, because I mean, it's not going to stop with this generation. It's already embedded in people, and you just have to take that time to, which I think for the most part, I see a lot more people active with their kids and their families these days, and hopefully that will help in the future. But right now, I don't know.
Yeah, because it's like raise your kids better, and as soon as they're out of your sight, they the ones doing it,
Right.
or they running to go do it. It goes to the don't go down that street. And is our big cousin gone? Come on, let's go down that street and get your head busted or get your money took or something. That was the reason why they was telling you don't go down that street. So just like when we was growing up, ain't nobody listening. And these
Right.
kids,
But
this group of kids definitely ain't listening. People older than that ain't listening.
Yeah.
I tell
no,
you.
but if you raise your child on love and there's a lot of love around them, you're going to put in perspective, or you're going to know that you have a lot more to lose than the person that doesn't teach their child those type of. I mean, every kid's going to do what they're not supposed to do, but it really boils down to how how involved everybody is in a child's life. And if you don't feel love, then it's hard to give out love. And you don't think about the type of senseless things that you're doing. You just don't. If you have a lot of love and support and family, you think about that before you make those type of major decisions that ruin your life and your family's life and other families' lives. So it does play.
Can't hear you, Marvin.
Slow motion, Marv.
Your
Marv,
earpieces are dying again.
you got that prepaid phone.
I think it's really a tough question when you think about how can we change our streets, because I didn't have a mom and a dad that was always there for me. You know, my mom was in the church, but my dad was in the streets. He was a Rolling Stone. You know, and then he'd come home and from going to Browns late at night and come home and put hands on all of us, you know, for absolutely no reason. But when I think about my brothers, each and every one of us, we took different paths. Like for me, I ran away from home and I hung out with my friends. Like I was hanging out with, you know, Fred Goodyear over on 23rd and, you know, right across from the Bonskies. And then I mean, I was on 9th Street. But I don't know what it was. I think, you know, it was definitely, you know, the late night at the YMCA. It was People Center. These were choices that I made. It was Al Davies Boys and Girls Club. I didn't want to be a part of, you know, the issues that was going on in the world, in our society. So I chose to do something different. I didn't have anybody really steering me anywhere. I mean, and then you think about my brother's a year younger than me, and my brother decided he wanted to join a gang, and he was a GD, and wanted to go around shooting people and acting a wild fool, selling drugs. Then he started doing drugs, and now he's in an institution, you know. And so I wish I knew the answer to this question. It's really hard when I think about it, but if I think about something that could have helped all of us, you know, I think mentors was a great thing. Role models is a great thing. More, not just Black people, but Black men period, that step up and say, hey, you don't have to deal with that situation. You don't have to be doing it that way. Come over here. Let's play some ball, or let me teach you a couple of these different things. Like, you know, something that was productive versus, you know, yo, let's get involved in this gang. Let's do a drive-by. Let's go steal from Safeway. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I didn't really have that. And so for me, I think that would have been a huge thing to kind of help me, you know, as a kid when I think about it. Kids these days, they need it as well, you know, because, you know, my daughters, they've been raised really well. They have great moms that have tried to teach them the proper way to live and be young ladies. My two oldest are doing great. They're both in college, you know. But my 13-year-old, she's the one. You know what I'm saying? There's always gonna be that one. She want to do videos on TikTok and be fighting with people, and you know. And she was raised by two great parents. But I mean, I don't know if there's a method to. I think a lot of their friends nowadays are manipulating them. Hey, come over here. Let's try this. Hey, let's do this. And so sometimes it doesn't matter what you tell them. They got to learn the hard way, you know. And unfortunately, it sucks, you know, when it goes down to that, because you never know what to expect, where they're going to end up at, and you know if they're going to be safe or not. And so that's just my opinion on that.
And there to elaborate on that, Dave. There you go with that. Like you said, all your other kids are doing great, and the 13-year-old, that's the one that's trying you. But you know, and she'll grow out of that. I'm sure it's a stage. Yeah. We all went through that rebellious. That I know everything. You know, but it's there. You go with that. You've took all the steps to do the right things, and this one just ain't going for it. So think about out on the street. Think about out on the street, and there's no relation to you. There's no camaraderie, no rapport, no respect for you, no nothing. As you're trying to talk them off the ledge, or you done scuffed the nigga's shoes, and he's flipping out like, "Hey, hold on, brother, let me." A complete accident. I'm not trying to be disrespectful or hurt you or harm you, or he's got to show out because people are around. My ego's at stake.
Yeah.
See, so attention is
Absolutely.
something else, man. And attention and clout is something else with this TikTok stuff, with everything being recorded, with you can be humiliated in a heartbeat and nobody's going for being humiliated. So like, can we
Right.
stop something? Can we love our kids more? Can we do, there's kids out here that ain't getting no love, don't care about not nothing, and have nothing to lose. There is no helping them. Like, as
Yeah.
much we wanna, hey, we gotta help, we gotta change, we got, that's not logical. I mean, it could be, I guess, in a simpler world, but like, people are on their own agenda, their own frequency, straight up. So
Mhm.
I don't know about everybody changing because it's been going on since we was young, Dave. You right. Doing the same thing until you bump
Absolutely.
into Roy Fletcher, a Michael Doss, Ray Sinclair in the Freedom Club, a little Robert.
Yeah.
And he talked about Sandman. All these people are grown ups, are men that then got families, maybe married, single fathers, whatever, but they taking care of their kids coming from a dark background. This was Beirut back in the day. What you was talking about, Dave. This was the
Back in the
Takistan.
day.
This was
Absolutely.
the Takistan. They'll beat you completely. They'll beat you silly in the Tacoma Mall at the McDonald's. They will beat
They'll
you
beat you
silly
silly at the 19th Street AM/PM,
at the parking ride. Parking rides
right
was
over by the fish shop.
parking rides were not safe back in the day, bro. Right. So like, oh my goodness. So now it's something different. And they ain't listening to nothing, bro. They ain't nobody listening to nothing, man. You get that, you get a small core group of people that got their antennas up, or pull you to the side. Hey, what was you talking about earlier? With the, put all your energy into that, trying to help them. Hopefully, they can spread the word too. Because don't nobody want to hear somebody being preachy.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, man, you don't know what you talking about, man. Oh man, what you talking about? Hey man, you what? Hey brother, you what? It's nope. It's it's sad to say
I think
we're our own worst enemy. Straight up.
Mm,
And
mm,
Chris,
mm, mm.
you hitting
Straight.
the nail on the head, because back then we was doing some stuff too, but
Come on.
it wasn't on social media, you know.
That's a big part of it.
Absolutely.
It wasn't on social media. So
Absolutely.
if somebody's talking about you, you didn't get 1,000 text messages on your phone saying that little Sally's talking about you, and here's a picture of you with your hair messed up or whatever, or not. And now there's like 1,000 people seeing you with your hair messed up, and now they got memes on you and everything like that. We didn't really have to deal with none of that stuff. So
None of it.
sometimes we got to think about what type of society we live in right now and what's going on,
Man, that's crazy.
like you said, Chris, the ones that are like turning to attention, you got to try to get them, and then hopefully they could be leaders to them and be able to bring them over. But it's
Hopefully.
like, yeah, hopefully, and it's really bad, because I see kids in the schools now, they, I mean, they used to cuss out the teachers, but they ain't cussing out the teachers no more. They cussing out
Mm.
the administrator, cussing out the principal, the
Counsel.
vice principal, the
Cussing.
cussing,
They're putting hands on.
and putting hands on
Putting hands on them.
administrators,
I'm failing.
the cooking staff, it's crazy. And I mean, we all knew we had bad kids in school, but there was a certain extent where you'd be like, I want to cuss at them, but I ain't gonna really cuss at the principal or the vice principal or the security. I'm just not gonna mess with them. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go to the office and do my whatever. Not now. Not
No.
now.
I think there's kind of two. Everybody, there's good answers to all that, but there's kind of two parts of that for me. There's the young folks, and there's just the folks of our age, as far as how can we be better. I like David and Chris. I was raised with mentors and role models. I didn't have a dad in the household, but my mom did her best, but I had to figure it out on my own, I feel like I'm the oldest in my family and I'm the youngest because of the decisions I decided not to do, which was easy for me to do growing up in Pakistan when we was younger, because it's bad now. There's some things going on now, but like I told David before, like this ain't nothing compared to how it was when we was growing up. It's different on a whole new scale.
Getting there.
It's yeah.
I
But
bet.
It's getting there though.
it's but I had mentors and role models from all colors. From when I was playing basketball, I was an Al Davies kid. I was a People Centers kid. I was a little bit of the Y, but they was kind of tripping about the membership sometimes. So you know what I mean, in there, sometimes. And it was all the way down the hill. And coming back up the hill, sometimes you wanted to be up with a group of people. So at that time of night, so I kind of stayed up on the top a lot of times. You know what I mean? That's why I ain't hit the Y. But the People Center, and I don't. I don't know how I would have been without the center and the boys club, to be honest with you guys. Because my household, I looked at high school as more of a sociable thing. I could have been a valedictorian, but I was still trying to find myself and getting to know the people at Tacoma. You know what I mean? And so high school for me was more of just getting away from the trials and tribulations of the hood after 3-4 o'clock, after 6 o'clock comes, what I mean? But I think that what we're missing is those kind of entities in the community. They don't have the boys clubs to where they can go in there, and the center to where they can go in there. Those after school programs that we had, those teen rec centers, it used to be where it was free. If you didn't even have the money, you could come in anyway. I was walking in there free. I never paid for no boys club membership ever.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But because they knew the importance of us being in there. I remember Cedric. Cedric was the other side. People Center was my everyday. But the center wasn't cracking. I'm going right the street. We all know that. You know what I'm saying? But that was my space. That was my space, and they don't have that no more. We didn't have the smartphones and social media. We was more disciplined on things. It's like they said, the embarrassment and humiliation is so, and the clout is such a factor, and music, and music as well, because of what's being said. There's too many NBA young boys and Little Durks, and not enough of the other side, not enough Kendricks and J. Cole's. So, I mean, that's and the mentality is more on the other side. Now on the grown folks side, for more our age and up, you just gotta know better. We just gotta be more cognizant of what we do, because we got kids to live for now and go home to. Go ahead, Graham. I'm sorry.
To elaborate on that, people our age and stuff. That's why we're having this group discussion about our nigga double R right now. So now, what happens when you bump into the sucker? What happens when you bump into the energy vampire? What happens when you bump into that? You know good and goddamn well you of age, you old enough. You old enough. You niggas went out like how? How? See, and I don't know. I've heard all the BS you've all heard, but this is Tacoma, and can't nobody hold they mud. So the story is gonna come out. It's going to come out.
Oh yeah,
straight up. So this is nuts to know how Reggie was, the smile popping it, trying to detour any problems, any type of negativity, anything like that. Me and him got into a bullshit argument for nothing, and just being stubborn. I see him, he see me, turn our back and do what we doing like ain't nothing happening.
But in the same section.
Me and him know. Don't nobody know nothing. Couple unless I'm crying for help with Raylan or you be or something. Man, I ain't messing with Reggie, man. He gonna be there. Nah, I ain't doing none of that. When it could have been rectified by myself. Hey, hold on. Let me say, sir, can I You know, so this hurts a lot differently for me because that dude raised me, most definitely helped raise me
Mhm.
straight up with the core group of guys I looked up to.
Good dude.
That dude played a big
Mhm.
part in that, and this truly sucks that I get to pull him to the side. Uncle Earl, I'm seeing this nigga every other week, every other day at Raylan's barbershop.
Yep.
This could have
Yeah,
been
yeah.
rectified
Same section.
on my end. Uncle Dion.
So real quick, guys.
Fuck, man. Go ahead. Yeah, excuse me, Dave. Go ahead.
What, no, you good, bro. You good. What can we do to continue his legacy? What can we do as individuals from the Hill, people that have grown up together, and I'm sure we all love each other here and respect each other 110. What can we do to continue living his legacy? What can we do?
Be that voice of peace that he was for everyone else. I mean, I hear a lot of people on here saying, and I know personally, being out with Reggie, people arguing, and he's like, no, we're not going to deal with this kind of energy. Just leave it alone. Back up and, you know, do something different.
Mhm.
And so many
Yeah.
times he turned around a situation that could have been really bad
Yes.
and made it a good one. And so everybody kind of needs that voice of reason when they're around somebody, or a lot of people, or out, or, you know, if you don't know how to act, have somebody around that's going to be a voice of reason. Or if you feel like you can be that voice of reason, then step in and talk to somebody about what they're about to do and try to give them that talk.
So
Mm.
another thing with that goes into us as black men, us as black people, we're our own worst enemy.
Ugh.
Mm.
Man,
That's the only
the
way to look at it right now.
the person. What about the person that they're just not hearing anything?
None of that.
What about the person you go in a group? We're all hanging out in a group or something. Everybody knows everybody in the nightclub, and somebody gets to arguing. First thing niggas want to say is, "Oh man, that's grown man business, man. That ain't my business, bro. I ain't getting in the middle of that. I ain't doing the." See, so you know, you mind your business, or you can become collateral damage with certain things.
True
You
story.
don't know what people be going through.
Mm.
Prime example of this right here.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know why we're having this conversation.
Right.
We know exactly why, but like,
You know why?
we don't know what happened. This is unfortunate for him and for who did it. Now
Right.
you're running, living lawless. You're on the run. You're
Right.
it's coming to a crashing halt. Then people always get their man, or the people are going to help them by talking, doing
Yeah.
stuff. Somebody's seen something. There was a camera. There was a. This is what we're living in now. We're talking about we can grow up in these times, but now everything's recorded. Everything's on. This is going to come out
Yeah.
nasty for both ends.
Cameras
Everybody
everywhere.
lost.
Mhm.
Everybody lost. So
For sure.
to answer your question, my part on that, to answer that question is, fucking try to be a beacon of goodness, bro. You know, that's it. A beacon of goodness. You know, if you think you good, you
Yeah.
think you're in good standards with people, and they're in the middle of a melee, and you can talk them down. By all means, try it.
Yeah.
If the energy ain't right and it ain't adding up, subtract yourself out the situation. Because some people just ain't hearing nothing.
Absolutely.
There's a crowd around, so now I got to prove something now.
Yeah.
This nigga ain't talking to me in front of the girls like that. On the pride is nasty.
Yeah.
Pride is nasty for guys and girls. So
Pride is the devil, like you said. But I agree. It's a hard balance to try to be the mediator nowadays in situations like that. It's a hard balance because I can't say I've never been a beacon of peace and positivity. I am of that. So, but I know the balance of knowing my lane, and I don't know, like Chris, I don't know what's going on. I don't know who did what and nothing, but we know if there's someone personally, like we know when to do that. You know, it's never been I've ever sat back, but a lot of times it's like, well, you
do
know,
we know when to do that, Ray?
right?
Now
Right.
to break up you're coming to break up the argument. Now you done took somebody's side.
And I'm neutral. I'm doing it both this way.
No doubt, you're neutral, but it sounds like you're on somebody's side. See,
From
'cause
somebody else on the outside of that crowd of the
Marvin, your phone is still messed up.
yeah, you got a prepaid phone and you need to pay your bill, Marvin.
It's the cricket.
You're slow motion every time you say something.
You sound like a robot, bro. You sound like a robot.
I sure hope your camera shutters don't work like your phone, Marvin.
I think you are making some key points. I really like what you're saying, Chris. I really like what you're saying, Ray. Like, yes, you do need to be that beacon of peace. And I think in my life, with 4 brothers and crazy dad, faithful mom, we had to grow up quick, fast, early, and I was always the mediator. I seen all my brothers fight my dad. Like when I say I seen all my brothers fight my dad, like fist fight, seen them all fight. And for me, like I was always that guy. Dad would come and talk to me afterwards. My youngest brother come and talk to me about what happened, and I'd always have to be that person in the middle. And I'm still that person till today. But like you got to know the energy, like the energy levels. You got to understand the energy levels because some people aren't about talking. They may have an agenda before they even step foot in the club, in the room, wherever the case may be. They may have an agenda waiting for someone to say one key component, and then all of a sudden it's on and popping.
One thing
you got to see it. I know it's really hard, but you got to be ready for it. You got to see it. If that's the person that you want to be, you got to know exactly when something is able to be fixed versus when somebody has an agenda, and you just should separate yourself from the situation. I mean, because you can't fix everybody. We can't. We're just unable to. You can't fix every situation. Nope. Even as a mediator, you can't. You just can't.
And it goes to that saying, don't shoot the messenger. You know, and the messenger now, and so people don't know if they're gonna be, like this situation here that should have never happened. Should have never happened. Should have never happened. Especially at the age we are, what I'm saying? That should never happen. But like Chris says, hey, it's man, the world has changed, and I'm with DJ Ray Midnight. You check everybody's energy level. You know what I'm saying? If that energy level is not right, then it's not correct with your energy level.
Hold on, Uncle Network. Hold on, Mr. Network. Does your phone work now, Marvin? Say something.
I hope so.
Okay. Right.
There you go.
David, am I good?
Yes.
We can hear you, bro. Go ahead.
How could you not be the beacon of peace with all your humor?
But yeah,
you've been there.
It's
So check this out. What was going on with Reggie was a leader. And even in the environment he was all into, he was still a leader. And what you're talking about, what we have to do, that's what he was. It takes leadership. It doesn't. When Reggie stepped into a dispute like that, he wasn't of any neighborhood. He was Reggie. And so when those situations present themselves, that's who you have to be, who you are, not where you're from.
Yeah.
You have to be who you are. And that isn't easy. Isn't easy. And that's what made Reggie who he was. And so that's what it takes. And it's hard. And you're going to lose friends. And people like Chris aren't going to want to talk to you anymore. Right? But you have to sometimes do what is difficult. And that's what made Reggie who he was. He did difficult shit that people said, why are you getting in the middle of that? Why are you worried about? Because it's us.
Right.
He was worried about us. He wasn't worried about this neighborhood. He wasn't worried about that
Mhm.
neighborhood. He was worried about us. And that's the point you have to get to, where you are concerned with your brothers and sisters only.
But the Reg have respect though. See, in order to do that and be neutral, everybody got to know who you are to be able to step in. There's a certain respect. They knew,
Well,
you know,
yeah,
they were.
yeah, yeah. That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
But that's the foundation of it right there. Is doing what's not popular, right? And not just turning your head or in this day and age turning on your phone to record it.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's unpopular. I you know, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I've been in leadership positions my whole life, and I lost a lot of friendships for it. And I don't have very many friends to this day because I'm straight up with people.
Right.
And a lot of people cannot deal with that. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything with anybody. And I don't claim to be, you know, this and that. I'm at heart a country boy.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, a lot of the stuff, this city lifestyle, I learned over the years. But I do know that there were situations where that wasn't the first thing that jumped in Reggie's mind. The first thing was, we're going to have fun tonight.
Yep.
That's what we're here to do.
Yeah.
And I don't care where you came from before you got here. This is what we're going to do tonight.
Right.
And as a community, that's what it's going to take. A whole bunch of people making sure this generation knows what's important. You can't blame it on mom and dad. You can't just, you know, place it on two people to raise these kids. We all got to raise them.
Take the village.
Absolutely.
Everybody's got to step in and help. Chris is awesome with these events during the summer where these kids can get out and have fun and play and eat and be in a community together and have fun. That's what it takes.
For free.
Personal time, spending time, doing things that's going to take away from your time. But these kids got to know that there's other shit to do.
Yeah.
And there's other things to do and better things to do. And it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard work. But
I don't want to
me,
interrupt, guys, but I have to go. I have to go to work. So thanks for inviting me, David. It was good seeing you guys.
bye.
Hopefully something comes out of this
Nice seeing you,
conversation. Thanks for having it, David. Bye, guys.
Hold your head.
Bye.
Yeah.
But I'm
All right.
more of that mind, David.
Continue,
I
Mark.
know some people, you know, feel like it's tough right now, and it is. But I think we can do it, man. I think we can come together as adults who know what needs to be done, and put in that effort, man. Because that's what Reggie did. Reggie put in the effort, bro.
Yeah.
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 I think there are more events like what Chris puts on that people are more engaged in with the kids of our community, to let people know there are other things to do. You know, for the youth, we could throw something more for them. You know, there could be more dances or something for them more in a safe and, you know, place like that. And, you know,
It's scary.
yeah, but
because
like you said, you got like Marv said, though, you gotta put in the work, you gotta take the risk, and that somebody gotta jump in and do that for the youth.
That's what it is, man. That's what leadership is, bro. That's what leadership is, to do the unpopular shit. You know, the shit that everybody, nah, you know what, I'm a little too cool for that. Or, you know what, that ain't really my thing. Yeah, but that's what leadership is, bro. That's what, you know, when people say, oh yeah, I knew Marvin was going to do that, because that's the kind of shit he does. Yeah, that's what leadership is. That didn't surprise me that Marv did that. David can tell you.
Yeah.
I was always the one when we had problems on the job. You can best believe Marvin was going to say something. Can I get an amen, David?
Yeah.
Amen. Yep,
But
he's the guy.
you know, it ain't easy. It ain't easy. But that's what dudes like us, because everybody's a leader in this on this screen right here, in some capacity. We're all leaders, but that's what it takes, man. And I believe we have it, bro. We have it, but we just got to put in the work, more work.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying we don't, because Chris definitely does, and I
Right.
got the images to show it.
Facts.
But we just got to do more, baby.
Absolutely.
It's gotta be more like that, you know, and in support of it. Don't have to be certain, you know, oh, it's him doing it. I'm not. No, it's a collective effort.
Yeah.
And it's for the kids for one thing, and it's free and it's fun. It's fun vibes. No one else.
But not only just for the kids. When we're out,
Right.
and you know something is brewing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know it's brewing, right? And you're saying to yourself, okay, here comes the bullshit. Now, what do you do? Do you step in because you know these people and you think you can squelch what's going on, or do you just grab your keys and go for your car?
Yeah, right. See, and it's given. Grab your keys and go to your car. Ain't that
Yeah,
it's say
Nowadays.
right.
it's given. Grab your keys and go to the car because you trying to diffuse that situation at a park, at a club, somewhere where it's a bunch of people. Nigga, it's going down.
Yeah,
They could disrespecting me. No, wait, I'm just trying to keep it calm. Nah, brother, it's going. See, so you know, I'm trying to play that angle. I never want that. Always rooting for the man. Niggas can work that out, man. Stall it out today, man. Look at all these kids, these women. There's ladies here. There's, you know, but for the most part, you trying to greet them because you know here come the bullshit might become collateral damage. You might be the bullshit they looking for. I was waiting.
someone from the crowd might take off on you because they thinking you know.
I was
trying
waiting
to-
for somebody to say something to me. What? Who is you, nigga? You the
Who is
park
you?
police?
Who's
You the park police?
I don't even know you.
You think Reggie ever heard that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. What? Heard what?
Who do you think you are?
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
You're a popular guy. You've done block parties. This goes late 80s, 90s, nigga. You're from Compton and you are from Washington State.
So he had the clout to do it.
Right. But you know, everybody don't get that. This
Right.
is what we're talking about. Hey, you're a good guy. Everybody here knows that, but the people you're approaching don't know that.
Right.
Right.
The nigga don't approach me. There's people around. Who is you? What is here? It's wild. It's wild right
and Reg
now.
probably didn't get it like that as much because he probably was with the group of people that knew the person that was asking that question. But and the way his demeanor approaching it would be, but everybody don't know Reg. Some of these, like Chris said, some of these youngsters don't give a ding dong about who he is. What, you know? So, but he didn't get it too much, but he did get some of that.
I'm sure because everybody here has got some of that.
Yeah.
Some form.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
Oh, Theo, of course. Nigga, you always tell you who you think you is with the record shop.
Yeah.
Always throwing these shows and shit with these stars. Shit. Is you even from here, bro?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Imagine.
I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
I can imagine because you's a nigga doing something.
But you're here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You a nigga doing something. I see you all the time though, but I don't get to come with you. Who the fuck appointed you? Who made you the boss?
Yeah.
The boss of us. You ain't no as not even this group. As us as a whole, we don't even have no black leaders.
Yeah.
Obama ain't it. You lying. Like, I mean, who's our black leaders? We following like a Martin Luther King, like a Malcolm X, like a nigga really can control everybody. See, there's a nigga in the back. There's a nigga in the back of the Million Man March, hating this whole shit while he's even here.
I think we have to leave from where we're at.
Who appointed this nigga? He's the leader of us.
We have to.
Yeah.
He's the leader of us. You know, so if we can get our people to gravitate and rock and roll with how we do and keep the camaraderie right with the positivity and trying to spread that, I mean, that's all I think we can do, man.
If I misspoke and said it's easy, then I apologize.
No.
No,
Um,
it's not
but
easy by no means.
my point was that's what it takes. You know, people call MLK all kind of coons,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they hated him. He was super unpopular in the black community when they killed him.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
Okay,
Facts.
but that's what happens with leaders. You know, he was trying to get what we needed on paper because he knew if we didn't have rights on paper, we didn't have nothing.
Nothing.
Right.
Mhm.
Right, and the whole community was upset with him for dealing with them in quotes white folks up there in Washington D.C. And what is he doing up there with them white folks up in Washington D.C.? He wasn't popular at all when he died.
Nope.
But you know, 40 years later, you get to see, you know, what all of that hard work was, what, you know, all that hard work he died for was for.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but it's all hard work, man. And either we put in the effort, or we just sit back and watch it all fall apart.
Like we've been sitting back watching it fall apart. Now, when they was freeing slaves back in the day, you know there was a nigga that went and told Master, right?
Yep.
Right.
It's been that, what was that, 1800, 1900? It ain't never gonna stop, which is sad to say.
Yeah.
We take it,
but it's got to be more of us than there are of them.
Of that, yeah,
no doubt. That's what I was trying to swing it around.
That's the bottom line. It's got to be. You know, it's kind of like the universe, and I don't mean to get weird with you, but if you go hard enough in one direction, the universe will get out of your way. I believe that.
Yeah.
And so I feel like in it as a community, if we go hard enough in one damn direction, the universe is going to get out of our way. Eventually,
we'll override the other.
Yes, I believe that.
Hip hop back in the day, well, hip hop thrived on a message pushing positivity, self-knowledge, the community, oneness, loving ourselves. And then came the Crips and NWA and the Bloods and thugging and bitches and selling dope, and which is cooler and funner looking. They made that more appealing, and they drowned the positive, the roots of what hip hop is. So
the record companies made that cool.
No doubt, but
the
still,
record companies made that cool.
No doubt, but it's still a division. But I'm saying that to say it's still that positive hip hop. If you're in that niche, if you're looking for that, if you're listening to that, if you're in tune with that, as the Future and the Little Uzi Verts and all the other stuff is more cooler, in the NBA Youngboy, all that's more cooler, but there's still a niche for the real hip hop, the positivity, the message. So that's what we're trying to push here too, and hopefully we can make others gravitate toward that message and that positivity. But other than that, niggas are completely lost and they ain't trying to find nothing. Sad to say. That's mine's on that. Like I'm being positive. I want positive, more positive than negative. That's from my mama. My mama, people may know my mama Chi Chi. More positive than negative. Like, and I've been living my life like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's just a group, there's just people that ain't hearing nothing. You can't tell me nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nigga, you're in a Corolla. I'm in a new Cadillac. I'm not hearing nothing. You can't tell me nothing.
Yeah.
I don't even know you. It doesn't matter. They have those people.
Yeah. And you're
so just because we know.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mr. Network.
You are absolutely correct, Chris. I can't agree with you more. You know,
nope.
and there's more, and it's starting to seem like it's more them than it is the other people.
No,
you know
it doesn't. It is, Theo, straight up.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, man,
it's been overridden the other way now than when we was growing up.
Right. And on purpose, like Marvin saying, the
Yeah.
media, the record companies, it's big business. We
Social
want
media.
money with these niggas die. We get money when they die.
And we
Let's
attack
start
the
it with
youth. We attack the youth because they're going to suck it in quicker.
period. Period. So it's like the dumb shit is easy to do.
Yeah.
And now they can't tell them nothing. It's so hard, and
No.
it sounds so bad. Like I don't want to. I'm like Chris. I don't want to sound like there's not a way because I'm more of the. I'm like Marv. We could override that, but like you guys, we're in agreement for what we came up on. That it's
Mhm.
going the other way more so, and it's starting to be harder to get to them. More, we were more disciplined. We listened and we respected our elders. That we knew, like there was a lot of Marvs. When you walk up and seen Marv, you like, okay, well, me, what's, not what's up, Pop, but you knew you knew there was a command of respect when you seen him. It wasn't always this stank face about like I ain't gonna hear what he got to say because everybody, all for me, I always thought that someone could tell me something. I'm never too big to learn something from someone, especially someone who's more older than me and more wiser than me. There's not enough of that anymore. And it can be done, but it's gonna take a lot more than just
A
one.
lot. It takes a lot more effort, Ray.
Yes.
That's it, bro. It's just hard work, bro. And it's easy. It's easy to sit back and just wait for things to happen.
Yeah.
That's the easy way out,
Easy
right?
way.
That's the
Easy way.
easy way. But the hard way is saying, you know what? I'm gonna step out front and I'm gonna shoulder all the criticism and all the laughs and all the mumbles behind my back about what I'm trying to do and
Mm-hmm.
do what I know is right.
Yeah.
And that's the lane. That's the lane we got to get in and stay in, not only with the youth, but with each other. That's the lane we got to get
Absolutely.
in, bro.
I was thinking about this, and then we're getting close to closing time. We got about 15 minutes. But I was thinking about when I first started doing this whole podcast thing, and my very first show, I had 1,000 views. I was like, man, this is great. I'm doing really good. I'm excited. Everything's gonna be awesome. I'm,
Here it comes.
breathing positivity and good vibes and this and that and this and that. And then every show after was lower and lower and lower, and the views continued to just drop and drop and drop.
Yeah.
And I was getting really discouraged at a point in it, and I was just thinking to myself, man, I kind of want to quit. And me and Marv was actually talking about this. Was it this week or was it last week we was talking about it? Because you had said something to me about how things have been changing and growth has been starting to happen. And I was like, and he was like, well, how many shows you got again? I was like, well, we got 73 shows in, and I started this about a year and a half ago. And for me, I was like, I didn't really think it would be easy as it was the first time.
Mm-hmm.
But once it got really, really low and discouraging, I just never gave up. And when I was thinking about you guys saying it, when Chris was talking about all the negative people and these people that are just they're on red the whole time, it's like we know there's people like that, but does those people discourage us from at least trying? You know what I'm saying? I mean, for me, I think a way that we can be productive and trying to change things is if each of us bring one person in that wants to see change, and then that one person that we bring in brings one person, and we just continue to find positive and watch it grow. I mean, because I know you guys at least know one person outside of our circle that want to see change, that don't want to see this continue. I know I do. I know at least one person, and I'm sure that person knows one person. And that's really how it's going to happen. We can't give up because we know, oh man, this dude over here, these kids today, they're just breeding red and they're coming from broken homes, and so the broken homes turns into all this hate and negativity, and just say, oh, we're just going to leave them in the dumps and let them do whatever they want to do. We got to stay positive. We got to stay focused. We got to stay on it, regardless if we know that these people aren't going to buy into what we're selling. We still got to at least, embody positivity and change and putting the guns away, and let's go back to school, and let's educate ourselves on better ways to deal with problems instead of always trying to kill each other. How come we can't talk about it? How come we can't put the boxing gloves on? My dad, that's the one thing that my dad did right when I was a kid, was bought us all boxing gloves. If we had differences, we boxed it out.
Because
You
I'm not
know?
taking no losses.
And this social media
That's
is
the
somebody like
mentality
this
now.
on camera.
What's that?
I
What he
like that,
said.
Chris. I like that,
What'd you
Chris.
say, Ray?
I
That's a
I
nail on the head with this generation.
I hate
Nobody can accept a loss.
not at all.
Not with
Yeah,
smartphones.
back in my day, fuck back in your day, nigga.
Yeah,
Not having that. Just
right.
got punched on. I've been trying to get with homegirl. My homeboys seen that. They videoed it. I'm
Yeah.
human. This is never going nowhere. There's a blemish on my record now. Nigga, I'm gonna kill you.
You got to see me.
Horrible. Right. I just seen you. I know I whooped your ass with some gloves you bought. Nigga, them is fake gloves. No, they from the Big Five. No, man. It's always an excuse. It's always something. Like, I feel you, David. We all, of course, we come from that. You know, or okay,
Yeah.
we'll fight another day. Let's do it. Yeah, ain't no other day today. You punch me when I get to the car, I'm finna air all this shit out. I didn't have nothing to do with it. I don't care. Like, there's collateral damage that's done drive-bys. You're supposed to go do whatever you're supposed to do with who you got a problem with. Nope, you just shooting out the window aimlessly. Everybody but who you trying to hit got hit. Like,
Right.
it's wild. This is wild. So I feel you, all you guys, gentlemen. It's if you can get one person, that's cool. Who knows? Like, keep spreading the word, keep pushing positivity with your messages, your tweets, your Facebook posts, and when you're out and about in public and stuff. Like, I don't know, man. I look at it like this shit is nasty. Is this a simulation? You lying being a grown up. This is how life is. This is how people are. You can become bitter and hate everything and hate life. And, nah, this ain't that, because life is beautiful. Living's beautiful. Nigga, there's somebody that woke up with plans for the day and they ain't make it.
Yeah.
And we all gonna leave this joint. Hopefully no time soon. But I'm just trying to look out for me and mines. If I got extra love to give, I'm shooting that shit like a ray of sunshine. But I got to take care of my people, my core group, who I know is good, who I know I feel is good until you show me differently. Like, I want to control my environment. You can't control your environment when you're out and about.
Okay.
Like this situation here. They out and about. Reggie wasn't at a spot where he was DJing and he had backup or something. Or this is a humbug on the whim, or everybody going to after hours. You niggas don't like your life? You don't like that girl you sleeping with? You don't like your kids? Go home, nigga. What what are we doing? And the after hours is just to hang out. I like to hang out. I still want to hang out. And I love my life, my wife, my home, everything. I want to go hang out. I get to hang out. Hanging out ain't even safe no more. It hasn't been safe for a long time.
In a minute.
But, like, this right here is nuts. So, it's got to come out. Stuff's going to come out. We don't know what happened. Everybody hear whatever they're hearing. Nobody knows nothing. I'm not hearing none of that. This stuff's going to come out.
Absolutely.
Which is unfortunate. And Reggie lost, and whoever did this or whatever's going on, they lost also. They families hurt. They kids hurt. They life ruined.
Yeah.
Along with
and then it's like the circle,
Now it keeps going. Now you're upset because you did something. Now my cousin been grown up knowing and hating them or hating them. It's wild. It's wild. So it's like, to be realistic, ain't no changing that shit. We need every nigga, every black person. I'm not even talking people of color. That don't count. Shout out to the people of color. I'm talking strictly for black people. Like, we need every black person on the planet to get on one accord and push positivity and uplift each other. And nope. Niggas are, I'm for what? Be proud of you for what? I got a camera too. I shot you. I'm gonna make me a business called I shot your eye. .com. Like, but wait, we got I shot you. It's never good enough with niggas, bro.
Yeah.
We are our own worst enemy. It's nasty, but when we can push past it like how we do, and you know, powers in numbers.
I'm just a pusher, brother. I've lived 55 years of my life that way, bro. And I've always been a pusher. I've always been out front, and out front is where I feel comfortable being out front. And I will shoulder those burdens of being out front. I don't mind it. But my thoughts is that's the mentality that we have to have. To be able to shoulder the burdens and be out front. That's what Reggie was. Reggie was always out front, looking good out front too, with a nice hat on.
Real quick, Unc, that's funny. Yep. Or the nigga had that fro out with that little patch, or he had a little block. Come on, man. I know, nigga, we need to take that afro and put that in a museum somewhere. Double R. Fuck.
Other than the mentality, he dressed different than everybody else.
See,
nobody looked like Reggie looked when he was out.
His dressing was like that car. That car is that's just a regular Wagoneer.
He was always out front, and that's the mentality I think the community has to have, is to do what's unpopular.
So, really quick, Uncle Marv. This goes with how you said they took out Malcolm and Martin and every other nigga before that. Nipsey, from them to Nip and past that, like as much as people say, "Oh, Chris, yeah, man, you're doing great, man. It's the community, and let's talk to the youth, man. They listening to you, and nigga, they're not listening to me. They aren't. A couple do. That's great. I try to push it that way. So that's awesome. We're having this conversation with like, get one person, grab one person, but like, is it? Do you want to be the leader? Reggie was a leader. Yes, he was. Like.
Yeah, but the unfortunate thing is, it takes something tragic like that for you to realize.
So I'm saying
what he was doing for the community.
Like Martin Luther, like Malcolm,
right.
like Nipsey.
But believe me, and I know we're up against the wall here, David. But believe me,
yeah, we're good.
He didn't die for nothing. It was tragic. It was tragic the way he died, and nobody wants to visualize him laying on concrete like that. But I'm a true believer in everything happens for a reason, and there was a reason. And so I think there are going to be some great things that come from this. There's going to be a lot of heartache because everybody lost a friend. A lot of people lost a friend. But I think there's going to be some great things that come from it. I don't think the Most High would have had Reggie on this earth for 56 years to let him die like that for no reason. There was a reason for it. And I think it is important that we do everything we can, brothers, to keep that energy going that Reggie had. We got to keep that energy going.
This is the start.
And the more the merrier.
And just to elaborate real quick, I sort of veered off these medication sticks. I learned these self-medicating from Reggie also. I zoned out for a second. Niggas don't want to be the leader, man. All our fucking leaders die.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say. Every leader dies.
That's the risk.
Yeah.
So
everyone dies, actually.
Everyone dies, bro.
We all die.
True.
We're all dying.
You either die from behind or you die in front.
Yeah. All the leaders, they take out all our leaders every time. So You know, that's a task. That
Well,
definitely is
if
a
we got a
task.
whole lot of leaders, that's a lot of motherfuckers to take out, bro. That's
True.
my mentality.
And niggas got time. Niggas got time. So I mean, more positive than negative. I'm with you. I, I'm trying to push positivity, but the leaders, they take the leaders out. Reggie was a leader. They took our nigga out. They took that man. They took that father. They took that uncle. They took that dude. They took that dude. He was a leader. Those were leadership qualities. Now Reggie won't be the first, and he won't be the last, which is sad to
Right.
say.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just hope, like you said, Marvin, and you're right. As long as I've known you, and you've heard me say some wild things before, and it always goes back to something positive with you. I love that. So I've been working on that within me. But yeah, like um, yeah, we just gotta push for what we can push for within our core group and try to build it as a tribe. We all come from that mentality to take a tribe. Miss Patterson will whoop you, and then when you get home, your mama gonna whoop you. And then
Yeah.
Sinclair got something for you. And then Miss Hayes,
Yep.
it was
You
going
already
down.
know.
It was going down.
You already know.
Yep. Yep.
It's going down.
So
All right, fellas, we're gonna go ahead and bring it in. I thank you guys so much for the conversation. I think a lot of key points was said, and hopefully everyone that watched enjoyed the conversation. Thank you guys so much for chiming in. Um, I just want to just throw this out to anybody. If you guys could say anything to Reggie right now, what would you say? Each and every one of you guys, go ahead and say something to Reggie right now.
Reggie, I love you, brother, for everything you've done for me to this entertainment, to being able to go from the east side to Lakewood to South End to right back to my own community in Tacoma, and it's still open arms for the most part with everybody. That's a great feeling to being able to interact with people how you do, and to be able to pop it how you do. Thank you for letting me be a part of that. Thank you for gracing me with your presence, to be up and around you, to see you countless hours spinning records, holding that snifter. That's what that glass with the cognac be full of. Snifter full of cognac, popping it. You know, he had a life before serenity. So when I'm saying popping it, nigga, I mean popping it. And thank you for showing me the way to move how you move, man. You was a boss. And it was
Yes.
awesome to bend and have ventures and memories with you in this life, in this realm. So I'll see you next time around, OG. I love you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I would say, there's a big shoes to fill to be the ambassador of peace. That void is really going to be missed because, like I said, he was older, wiser boss. Being out at that lake, a lot of us is, I mean, not me, but I'm in the studio a lot. But he was out in the clubs. He was out doing all these things and showing face and just being there and just being that light. That is gonna be peace. If Regg's there, it's gonna be peace. We're gonna have fun. And
Yeah.
that portion is gonna be missed. And I remember when he first got his 2-way, he was happy. He got the platinum joint from Fam Music Superstore. He said, I don't want the black one no more. I need the platinum one. And
That's
I got him a platinum one, and he was so happy. I remember he said, "Beam me," and I beamed him and I beamed a whole bunch of beats from all the people, and he was just happy, man. And like I said, he'll be a good, he's gonna be a great person to miss, man. And like I said, man, if he taught anybody anything, when you go out, stay fly. That's all I got.
Hey, hey.
I'll go. I'll go. Reg, it's been a rough 2 years. It's been a rough few years for all of us. I'm sure you know that, Reg.
Mhm.
You know, you pulled through a lot, made it through the COVID.
Mhm.
Um, you made it through personal tragedy with your mom. You know, you got to bury your mom before you went. That's always something we want to do. Um, I thank you for being a trendsetter to guys who like to dress up, who has style, who preaches positivity. Thank you for admiring my music later because you didn't know. But thanks for really admiring what I do and your wise words of encouragement and your liveliness, your positive energy. I'm glad I got to see you. I'm glad to know that you know the love I have for you as a person. And I could speak for that from everybody on the panel. That I know he knows that, and I'm so I thank you for what you brought to the table. I thank you and I appreciate you. I'm glad to see you with your mom now. You know what I'm saying? That's I know how much that bothered you a lot. So and I'm glad it's good to know that you're with your mom now. It's unfortunate that your physical space is voided now. But you like OG Free says, you ain't got to fight this life no more.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so we will see you, like Chris said, we will see you on the other side. God's taking care of you now. We'll do our best to keep the ship moving. Rest peacefully.
Yeah.
I think I I think we're gonna see Reggie all the time, man. I
Hmm.
think I think he's always gonna be with us. There's gonna be times where we're gonna be out and or somewhere and something is gonna happen. Somebody's gonna say something. Somebody's gonna do something that's always gonna remind us of him. But what I want to thank him for, man, is the love, bro. I want to thank him for the love. I want to thank him for the acceptance when he accepted me into his, because Reggie was a king in Tacoma. He didn't
Hmm.
have to let some low level photographer get to know him and embrace me like he did. I I I
Yeah.
I I, I love him for the love he gave me, man, and the acceptance. And I also want to thank him for the responsibility he brought, man. He was responsible for a lot of shit, for doing a lot of stuff, for stepping into situations. Uh, so I wanna thank him for that, man, and I just want to tell him that I appreciate all the smiles, all the big hugs, all of that, man. I appreciate all of that, and
Word.
I, I'll I'll see you.
Hmm.
I know I will.
Absolutely. And for me, I just want to say thank you for being a nice person to me. When I got off a stage after performing, and I'm walking by myself and not really getting any responses from anybody, he was always that person that would come from the back to come up front and tell me good job for what I did. Thank you for being that person, being the light that always shined through when there was darker moments
He
going
didn't
on.
have to do that, David. I don't mean to interrupt, but he didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
No, never had to do it,
He didn't
but
have
he
to
did
do
it.
that, bro. He was the man. He didn't have to tell you good job, did he?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely, no one ever did. But he always was that person.
Word.
He respected every person for who they was, and he was always positive. And I'll never forget the many times I was like, man, what is going on with his hair? But it was just it was a birthmark, and it was cool. It was one of the coolest things because nobody else could rock it like he could rock it. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? But I just know he was just a good, funny guy and always smiling. I'll never forget the smile. Never forget his smile. And like y'all said, he was always dressed to impress. You know, nobody can dress the way he dressed. You know, I remember that, and I'll never forget that. And I appreciate everything that you brought. Uh, it's today you brought us all together for the conversation.
Yeah.
And we haven't talked. Me and Chris, me and Ray, Net, Marv. We've never done this. So I want
Right.
to thank him for bringing us all together, brothers, pillars in the community, so that we can just talk about him and rejoice in him, and just ignite to try and figure out a way to change the way things are going on in our community, so that this doesn't continue to happen to good people like himself. A huge pillar to our community. Gone way too soon,
Yeah.
way too soon. But we will see you soon, definitely. We appreciate you and we love you, brother. So I'm gonna go ahead and close up shop, guys. Thank you all for being here. Hopefully we can do this again on a different note, positive note next time. Maybe hook up with Chris and do one of our summer get-togethers. All of us,
Come
lock
on,
it in and hang out. Let's do it, man.
man.
And
We got photography from Marvin. We got music from Ray. We got money
yep,
from Theo. David, let's do this.
Do a live podcast live from the park.
live. We'll be going live
Theo
from it.
told
Hey,
me
let's
he had no money.
This is what I'm talking about is black people. No, Theo got some money. Don't let this nigga do this.
don't let them fool you.
Hey, man,
All right, y'all. Thank you so much,
I love
man.
each and every one of you black men, bro. No
Love you
funny
too.
stuff.
Love
That
y'all
that
too.
came out crazy, but I love y'all, man.
All right, I love y'all too, bro.
Thank you all for being here. We're gonna roll out. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll see you guys next time.
All right,
on Circle
y'all.
Talk. Take care.
Yeah. My stuff now. I can like my stuff again.
You know I love you. You know I miss you.
Black star. White got his superstar.
Legend for sure. For you, Double R. Reggie, Regg. Hey, with the gang. Tacoma. Stand up. Celebrate this man. Some things will never change. Some things will never change.